and chose delivery. The nation views the Nexus approach as an opportunity to align climate action with energy access, economic growth, job creation, and social inclusion. Sustainability. Sustainable development ensures that all systems, policy, finance, infrastructure, nature, and human capital must move together. As articulated in COP30 in Belém, in Brazil, climate action must be fair and just. Developing countries require predictable climate finance, accessible technologies, and robust capacity building to support full climate commitment without losing focus on advancing their developmental priorities. The perspective records that the purpose of this forum, where systems must be ready to mobilize action, strengthen partnership, and deliver meaningful impact. In the year 2025, Nigeria took a major regulatory steps to strengthen our climate governance and sustainability. We adopted the National Carbon Market Activation Policy, NCMAP, and launched the National Carbon Registry to improve our measurement, reporting, and verification, MRV, the system and investor safeguards. To translate ambition to impact, we are modernizing Nigeria's energy architecture. The Electricity Act of year 2023 now provides for decentralized, inclusive energy delivery. In practical terms, this means sustainable power to rural communities, off-grid health facilities, educational institutions, markets, and the underserved communities. Nigeria recognizes the urgent need to deploy and advance technologies to improve grid efficiency, modernize infrastructure, and accelerate the delivery of sustainable energy to underserved areas. We also recognize that the adoption of artificial intelligence, AI, to optimize efficiency is no longer a matter of the future. Therefore, as we work to ensure a stable and reliable energy supply, we are actively seeking partnership that promote technology transfer, knowledge exchange, and innovation. Distinguished delegates, Nigeria feels out as an unwanted body, but a developmental opportunity. It is in this spirit that Nigeria has launched a climate and green industrialization investment playbook to unlock 25 to $30 billion annually in climate finance. The Nigerian Sovereign Investment Authority has has launched a 500 million distributed renewable energy fund, while the World Bank is implementing the $750 million their programs, which will expand clean electricity access to power to over 17.5 million people. We are deepening access to green finance. Our climate investment platform targets $500 million for climate resilient infrastructure, while our National Climate Change Fund aims for a $2 billion capitalization. The 50 billion naira sovereign green bond issued in year 2025 attracted 91 billion naira in subscriptions. While the Lagos State alone, and I saw the governor sitting in the crowd, we address you on it. While the Lagos State Governor Green Bond was oversubscribed by 97.7%. Nigeria's Energy Transition Plan, ETP, integrates energy access, climate mitigation, industrial growth, and social development into a single coherent framework, achieving net zero emission by 2060 while delivering universal energy access. Our pilot electricity mobility project is also delivering on national energy efficiency programs and aimed at reducing emission, lowering costs, and stimulating the industrial development. Nigeria is also prioritizing critical minerals for clean energy future, among other rare earth minerals in abundant supply in Nigeria. Our lithium reserves offer transformative potential for battery production, energy storage, and power capacity. I take this opportunity to invite partners or partnerships that ensure not just extraction of minerals, but local processing and value addition, thus creating jobs and strengthening industrial capacity at home in Nigeria. You are very, very welcome. Nigeria is ready to do business with you. It's easy in, easy out. We just want value addition. Your Excellencies, the foundation of every modern economy is electricity. As an emerging economy in the global south, we understand the delicate balance between industrialization and decarbonization, so that one is not pursued at the expense of the other. We are calling for a fundamental shift in global financial architecture, a move away from the restrictive requirement of sovereign guarantees, which unfairly penalize developing countries. Instead, the focus should be on blended finance and first loss capital mechanism that allow private sustainable capital flow direct into green projects without straining national balance sheet. It can be done. Nigeria acknowledges its growing strategic partnership with the UAE particularly in advancing integrated, sustainable solutions in renewable energy and clean power investments. Sustainable infrastructure and innovative financing, climate smart agriculture and food system, technology transfer, capacity building, and green innovation. We welcome deeper engagement with UAE, sovereign investors, development partners, and private sector leaders to accelerate flagship projects that reflect all system goals, quote and unquote. Approach. All this approach must be sustained where energy, finance, technology, and people work in synergy. And the spirit of partnership, it is with great pleasure that I announce that Nigeria and the United Arab Emirates have successfully concluded negotiations on a comprehensive economic partnership agreement, CEPA. This historic and strategic milestone marks a new era in our bilateral relations. The agreement will deepen trade, unlock sustainable investments, and strengthen cooperation in renewable energy, aviation, logistics, agriculture, digital trade, and climate-smart infrastructure, creating enduring opportunities for our people and businesses. As we open this new chapter, Nigeria will proudly co-host Investopia in February in Lagos with United Arab Emirates. This global convening will bring together investors, innovators, policymakers, and business leaders to turn opportunity into commitment and ideas into investment. We warmly invite our partners to join us and help build the next chapter of a sustainable and shared prosperity for Nigeria, Africa, and the world. Nigeria is committed to ensuring that transition to a sustainable future is just an inclusive and gender equality, youth empowerment, skill development, and job creation as mainstreamed across the climate programs and initiatives. A people-centered transition remains essential for long-term success. Let me close by reassuring international business community that Nigeria is ready for business. This has been demonstrated by the various reforms that we embark on and will continue to pursue, and an intangible outcomes is being reflected in our economy. Thank you for listening to me.
Thank you, Your Excellency, for sharing with us the leading role Nigeria is taking in a sustainable.
That was the President of Nigeria, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, speaking at the Abu-Dhabi summit. As usual, if you've been following the President, you will know that he takes an economic approach to foreign policy. And once again, he highlighted the importance of doing business with Nigeria. He talked about the UAE economic partnership, highlighting what this agreement will bring to the table. He talked about the digital economy. He talked about the employment it will create. He also mentioned that the UAE and Nigeria are talking about the strategic relationship between both countries. If you remember, there was an issue with Emirates Airlines at some point that sort of impacted on that relationship, but the President says he's excited that this relationship has been re-strategized, has been reinvigorated, and now taking a more economic approach. Talked about an event that will hold in Nigeria at some point, and that will bring in global investors who will turn global ideas to global investments. And he also, again, as he will always do, when he's speaking to the international community, he will always say that, that Nigeria is ready for business. He assures the international business community that some of the decisions that have been taken during his administration has positioned the country for business. Right now, on our headlines on TVC News at 1. Defense headquarters hosts social nights in tribute to men and women of the armed forces as part of activities marking the 2026 Armed Forces Remembrance Day event. Now to Nigeria, President Donald Trump says that countries doing business with Iran will face 25% tariff on trade with the U.S. in response to a deadly crackdown on anti-government protests. On news from the States, we'll take you to Ogun State, where new Awujale of Ijebuland is expected to emerge within a month, as a family has presented 95 aspirants. Thanks for joining us on the news. I am Precious Amayu. We begin this hour in Abu Dhabi, United Arab Emirates, where President Bola Tinubu has addressed a high-level summit focused on climate action and sustainable development. At the meeting, the president pushed for deeper access to green finance for Nigeria, while also seeking new partnerships to support the country's energy transition, infrastructure development, and climate-resilient projects. He emphasized Nigeria's readiness to work with global partners in areas like renewable energy, carbon markets, and sustainable investment. President Tinubu says increased access to green funding is critical for Africa's development and for meeting climate goals without slowing economic growth. The summit is bringing together world leaders, investors, and development partners to explore practical solutions to climate challenges. And now to security matters, where 5 persons have been killed following another attack by suspected bandits, this time on Otobi Akpa community in Otukpo local government area of Benue State. The attack was said to have happened at about 1:30 a.m. today, and it followed a Sunday night kidnapping attempt at Eku Orauda Odaba in Otobi, fought by the community volunteers, Guards Commander Ocheme Jackson and his team, prompting a high security alert in the community. Among the victims is a House of Assembly candidate for Otobi Akpa State constituency on the platform of the People's Democratic Party in the 2019 general election, Igbabi Uchi. Local sources confirm that the community has been singled out by suspected herdsmen for attacks after the killing of 13 persons on the 15th of April 2025 and another attack that claimed 3 more lives in May 2025. We're staying on security as the nation pauses to honor its fallen heroes. The Defense Headquarters has hosted a social night in tribute to the men and women who have served and continue to serve Nigeria with courage and sacrifice. The gathering held at the Mogadishu Cantonment Parade Ground was a moment of reflection, gratitude, and quiet unity.